high school you went to?
I went to Piper. All right, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Art Therapy. I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy to introduce our new special guest, Alex Williams, founder of BAS Magazine. He is a writer, director, actor, but overall fantastic creative. Let's make him feel welcome, y'all.
What's up, man? Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
For sure, man. So if y'all don't know Alex Williams, you about to learn about him. He recently released a short film called "The Greatest Dance Ever," and submitted it to the Urban Film Festival and actually won Best Experimental Short Film. And today, I really want to take the time to just deep dive into it and really digest everything that it's about. So tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about Bass Magazine.
All right, so I am Alex Williams, of course, like you said. Born and raised in Miami, Florida, Miami-Dade, Florida, Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So a little bit about myself. I've been always in the arts, but I haven't really. I always been like 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. Because that was my big thing. My main thing was sports. But once that ended, I had to make a transition to finding something else that was also competitive, that I felt was competitive, but also give me feel like I was in a sport or something like that. And the next thing was art. I always been able to create things. Always had a big imagination. Always had an opportunity to expound on that imagination, thanks to my parents and the people around me who recognized that I was a little different when it came to just thought process and just like the way I view things, and how I was able to just like always speak up about things that normal person sometimes wouldn't speak up about. So just went to schools that helped me hone those skills. The type of high school I went to, it was a trade school type of thing. Like, it's like, you ever heard of Turner Tech?
No, I haven't.
So it's like Turner Tech is basically like a trade school where you learn these different things, and then you get certifications. So when you go to college, it could be a lot more smoother as far as your transition.
That's fine.
So I didn't go to Turner Tech, but I went to Miami Lakes Tech. So it's the same thing, just
Yeah.
different area, just in Miami Lakes. So they used to have a film program. My 11th grade year, I was still up in the air, like what I wanted to do the rest of my life and things like that. So I used to skip to the film program and just learn like different things and meet new people, learn how to this work, learn how that work, learn how to write a script, learn how to work a camera, what lighting look like, what stuff like that. And then once I learned those things, the opportunities and imagination just started to hit like that, where I started to just create different things, whether it made sense or not, just kind
Right.
of just get it off. And then went off to college. When I went off to college, I started at a school in Jacksonville called Edward Waters College. I was studying mass communications, where they taught you like TV broadcasting, how to write a dissertation as far as like what you're gonna be talking about when it's
Yeah.
time to present things. And then I ended up transferring to FAMU is when I transferred and changed my major and everything to theater. So then that's when I learned. I did that because I wanted to be a director
Yeah.
of film stuff. But how their school is taught, they teach you everything. So you go from an usher to a stage crew, and you go costume, and then you get on stage. They teach you all these things. So when you leave the school, you'll have a job because you'll have all these criteria and all these different things. So so I know how to build stuff. I know how to create costume, know exactly what to put in the costume to make it fluff up, make it look how make if I want to produce rain on the costume.
Yeah.
So just different things I used to learn this stuff, and I was like, dang. Fast forward to now, so just kind of intertwining the questions. Um, that's how those experiences kind of crafted Boss Magazine. Looking back now, like I came home from school at the graduation, and I started to notice the little things that was happening here in Miami, where it wasn't a lot of space for Black people. There were people that was, there was a lot of great creatives here, but they wasn't getting the same opportunities as other people, and they wasn't able to, just kind of carve their way out. So I was like, dang, my friends were in this mix too. So I wanted to build a platform or build an opportunity to where people can come over here and you celebrated and you liked and you're pushed to be more than what others see you as. So that's was my big thing, and then that's how things started. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes me want to ask the question: what gave you the name and concept of BAS magazine?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just I sit with myself a lot, and I try to understand just what what's in the name was like. What I'm saying, what would hit, what was. So the name of the brand is of course Boss Magazine, but the BAS stands for Black Ambitious Souls. So
Mm.
but I like the boss because like people like, oh, how do you say it? Because people say bass, people say bass, but it's really like boss, like Basquiat. So it's like
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying,
yeah, yeah.
creating pictures or creating moments. What I'm saying, through art. So
That's amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, and I really like that because one of my mentors who introduced me to the Miami art space.
Hmm.
Oh man, I miss that guy. He ended up moving to Baltimore because even though he was so well known and respected in the Miami art space, he really felt like him as a black man, he just wasn't able to get the recognition and comfort that he needed. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it's a very because Miami's a mixing
That's
melting
it, like a
pot.
melting pot. Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's quote
it's
unquote.
like
That's what they say.
that's what they say, but there's so many influences. Like, yeah, it's very heavily Caribbean, heavily Black American, but you also have the Latin American community that comes in, and it's man, like Latin Americans, they dominate wherever they go. Like,
Yeah.
we just gonna keep it a stack, bro. There's some cities down here that like you could get away with just only speaking Spanish and you'll be straight. You feel me? And also the influx of people that came in since the pandemic, like all of these corporations, tech hubs, businesses that just came and flooded Miami and turned it into something that it initially wasn't, if I'm just going to put it very safely. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and also me being a black creative trying to carve my own way in the Miami art space, it's hard because it's like, bro, like they kind of expect you to come through already with some pedigree, right? Like it's kind of like looking for a job where they want you to already have like prior experience to be like, oh, okay, you belong. You know what I mean? So me trying to find my sense of belonging in the Miami art space, I really appreciate that people like you made a platform with people
Yeah.
like me in mind.
Yeah, I don't really when I work with people, like even when we get to the film stuff, a lot of them people are fantastic artists, but they don't get the recognition because of follower count or like they're not known or not out and about at these
Right.
known places, and it's like that's
Right.
stupid. You're gonna miss out on some of the greatest artists because of you're always focusing on who got the most clout, but it's the people that don't got it that be the best people anyway. So it's
Exactly.
like so that's what I do and that's why I started this as well because like I came back and I wasn't getting no, I didn't get my fair shake as well. So I was like, you know what, bro, instead of complaining and trying to go on the internet and, what I'm saying, kind of beg at the plate, beg for a seat at the table, bro, just make my own shit. So it's just like,
Right.
all right, bet. I know what I'm capable of. People are starting to realize, understand what I'm capable of.
Right.
So um, now it's becoming a lot more easier and things are opening up for me. And I'm just bringing along those people who didn't get an opportunity for the first time to come on with me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just my thing. I consider myself a underdog in a way, and I'm able to recognize talent regardless if you got a big following or not. If you're good, you're good. Like I'm just
Right.
going. I don't really play that politic game. How many follower count they got? How many people can come into here, and how many people you don't know who gonna walk in here.
Right.
If you promote any event well in Miami, bro, people are gonna come, regardless if you're known or not. So it's just like I just took that and just took a step back and realized like these certain things is like, all right, let's do it. So that's how I felt.
That's fine, man. And it's like it takes an underdog to recognize another underdog, and it really is about who you know and what you know sometimes. But for us underdogs that are coming in like from the ground up, it's all about what we know. You know what I mean? And it's like this kind of ties into the themes of your film loosely, but like having to be so great in your craft that you're undeniable. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy for people like us to be overlooked because we don't already come in with this level of pedigree, or they're gonna look at us and be like, I wonder if this guy's really qualified. So you really have to come in and be like, I'm so good you can't look away from me, dog. Like
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to do everything I can to master my craft. So when you
exactly,
see me, you feel me.
exactly. I don't even not well even before I ain't really say too much. I just kind of let what I'm producing and let like what I'm making being let that talk for me.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, just by just by keep working and saying putting the right people around me, like latching on to people who who care about the art and not really the clout, just care about the
Right.
art, and making sure that we create moments and create experiences. So latch on to each other, bro, and we go up together. So it's just like so it's like recognize that easy.
Straight like that, bro. I like to believe that truth and authenticity is what's gonna make you last this test of time. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of artists that feed off of that whole clout thing, or just know how to work the algorithm. But it's like who are you actually? You know what I mean? Behind this performance, behind this very strategic way of presenting yourself. Because when it all boils down to it, like who are you? And it's like, what is your truth? And I feel like that's what makes the absolute best art, and that's what makes the best people to collaborate with too. You feel me? Because it's like I'm kind of at the point where I'm straight up at the point where I almost don't even want to sell my art to people that I don't feel like are real, and that's kind of counterintuitive.
I get what you mean though.
Cause it's like, bro, like there's gonna be a lot of collectors that are going to be looking for my name and like my pedigree once I get up to that point in my career. But it's like at this point, like me knowing where I'm at, coming from it starting off as a hobby, like I'm like, yo, the people that supported me now before Jed-Lee was a big name, that's who means the most to me, bro. Cause it's like it's not like super cool and trendy to support me right now. You feel me? Like,
I remember my first followers.
yeah,
Like that's how deep this shit go. Like I remember my first follower. Like I know, like subconsciously, I know like my support system. Yeah, I got X amount of followers, but I also recognize the people that actually are in tune with like what I'm doing, just
right,
off conversation, just off like where they're breaking down things that I didn't think they would possibly get, or like they'll get, but it'd be later on, but like it'd be like right away, like I know exactly what you meant when you said
right.
this. I know exactly what you meant when you said that. Even when it came down to my first earlier project, they understood like where I was going. So it's like I remember my first follower. I remember my first 50 followers. I remember the people, all of that. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like where I'm at right now is amazing because I and that's what kind of keep me going. Because remember 2 3 years ago, bro, niggas wouldn't even talk to me. Like wouldn't even like if I didn't have a certain type of status or certain type of
Yeah,
pedigree. It's like, bro, it's like at the end of the day, bro, let's see if we can interact on a human level. They don't even want to do that. So it's like a lot of stuff has changed now for the better, of course. Not just with me personally, but just in the art community here. A lot has changed. So I definitely want to recognize the growth. People are realizing like, yo, we're not gonna be able to make it solo. We have to, do this as a group, do this as a collective. So
right.
people understand it now. So
That's beautiful, man. I'm happy for you.
yeah, I'm
I'm
happy for
very
me
happy.
too.
Oh, thank you, bro. For real, it's a blessing, bro. And it's like I like to think that people like us, like we're beacons. You feel me? And we
Yeah.
find other people with light, and we like attract ourselves to each other. You know what I mean? And eventually, it gets to the point where it's just a whole bunch of young people with a bunch of light working as a collective, and I don't feel like anything can stop that, because it's like you can be one person with an idea, with a mission, or you can be a multitude of people, and that's what becomes a movement. You know what I mean? It's so much harder to stop a movement than it is to stop an individual. So yeah, bro, like the fact that you're even able to connect and network well enough to come together to make a project like this, and it's like you ain't even have to do castings. There's a little bit of a spoiler for later in the interview, but it's like you just knew, like, okay, this person I know perfectly encapsulates what I need for this film, from like front stage to backstage, and I think that's amazing.
Exactly. It's like I said, man. I sit back. I don't know. This probably the most I've talked in about 2 years, just like openly about what I've experienced, or like what I've just period about my art period. So this is a lot. Like me just sitting here explaining this is nuts because, like I said, like 2 3 years ago, bro, it was like just trying to set something up to get people to understand like what I got going on, just for the betterment, not myself, but just the brand and people that as that's alongside of that.
Yeah,
So it's been a great year.
that's beautiful,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And next year's gonna be so much
Oh,
better.
for sure, for
'Cause,
sure, for sure.
man, every single ending of a year is just the platform for next year to jump off of. And I really encourage people to just take a snapshot of where you was at last year, especially my creatives, because it's like, bro, like you've been putting in work. Okay, and if you don't acknowledge that, none of your accomplishments are gonna feel real, fam. So it's like you gotta take a step back and remember where you came from, where you started, soak all that in, bro. Cause I always like to tell people that like my success is not guaranteed, bro. The fact that anybody, one person has faith in me is something I gotta cherish and take to heart, bro. Cause we can't take that lightly, bro. Like it's just a blessing that, you know, there's people in this world that love us and believe in us and want to invest in us, even if it's something as significant as their time. You know what I mean? Because even that's not guaranteed. Everything is fighting for our time and our attention. And the fact that people will go and take the time to support us, can't ever discount that.
For sure.
Facts, man. So I want to talk a little bit about the film. We're gonna talk a lot of bit about the film. So it starts off with a song performed by Marlo Vashti,
Yep.
right?
Shout out Marlo.
Shout out Marlo. It's not my first time seeing Marlo, but when I saw her on the screen, I got excited because I had just seen her in the production The Bard in Bars, um, by a filmmaker named Darius. And did you get to see that?
No, I didn't get a
It,
chance
it's cool. So it's like a take on Shakespeare. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Shakespeare, dude. You feel me? But they were able to go through Shakespeare's whole, like, I don't want to say discography because obviously he's a playwright, but his entire career, but in a way that would be appreciated by black people. Like every single play that he wrote was reinterpreted with a scene and a performance, like a vocal performance that was always like a parody of a hip hop song. You know what I mean? It just took a lot of credit. And honestly, Marlo was a star of the show, probably the star of the show, because she ended up playing Juliet in the Romeo and Juliet part. It was amazing. But she sings this very distinct song, and the hook of it, like you told, we spoke about it. I'd
Yeah.
rather let you take it away
Yeah.
here.
So, first and foremost, shout out to Marlo Vashti.
Yeah.
Incredible artist all around. Um, so the song that she was singing to open up the film was called "Button Up Your Overcoat." It's a song from 1932 that was created and produced by an artist by the name of Ruth Eden. Um, the reason how that song came about was basically I was watching the movie back in 2019 called "Dolomite Is My Name" with Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps. And it was basically just a biopic for Dolomite.
Yeah.
And he took his friends to the movies on Christmas night. He was forming a new plan, but he didn't tell his friends why they was going to the movies. He just made it seem like, okay, we just going to the movies because, you know what I'm saying, it's something to do on Christmas. But he went to show his he went to the movies to see a movie called Front Page, and on that movie there was a song that a lady was singing called "Button Up Your Overcoat."
Yeah.
I thought the song was very catchy. Thought the song was very nice. But then when I digged into my memory bank as far as when I wanted to create this movie, I started to look up the lyrics and I started to realize like, dang, started coming up with ideas like, what if you are doing work at your job and you're doing a good job and you're done and then you ask your boss what else,
Right.
and they break out into song and it's that, but it's mad morbid.
Yeah.
And it's like, no music, no nothing, just AC playing, and it's just y'all two in the middle of an aisle, and it's like, that's weird and that's creepy, that's morbid. So that's where that came from, and I
Yeah.
wanted to you know set that tone of a very eerie and uncomfortable type of setting to let you know that this is art, but also like you gonna learn something when you're watching this.
Yeah, for sure. And for those who haven't gotten the chance to see the film yet, the most memorable lyric from the song is the fact that you belong to me, right?
Yeah.
Like the singer Marlo is telling you, take care of yourself, eat healthy, because you belong to me. You feel me? Button up your overcoat so you don't get sick, because you belong to me. And at first, on my first watch, I didn't get it because I'm like, what are you trying to cook up right here? You know what I mean? But then we had a brief conversation and I spoke to Heaven about it. Heaven loves this film. And yeah, I was able to see like what you were really going for and the fact that you're kind of the property of your job. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And everything. Like after the first couple scenes, like the emphasis on work-life balance that we're gonna get into later is very important because it's like it's almost as if all your entire life is supposed to revolve around your job. You know what I mean? From the time you get there, even from when you go home and recover. And I'm gonna go on a rant about this later, but we gonna save that for a very specific part. But I want to say that Marlowe's vocal performance and her body language definitely sell the unsettling nature of what she's saying and getting you ready for the ride that you're about to go on. So I think that was perfect casting.
I'm always bring this up. She did it in one take.
Yeah.
One take.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so we gonna before I when I'm directing something, I always want to see what the artist has cooked up before I actually feel like I need to make any changes.
Yeah.
So that was I wouldn't even say that was a practice take, but I just wanted to see like how does she take my explanation or what I wanted to produce, what it looked like when she, you know what I'm saying, when she, embodied that.
Yeah.
So just kept the camera going and just let her just watch her do it. And I was like, damn. I was like, just see what you got.
Yeah.
And she did that, and I was like, yeah, we good. Like I didn't have any
No notes, no
no notes.
critique.
I didn't have any notes. I was just like, damn. All right, bet. So let's just go to the next
Yeah,
thing.
let's
And
go
then
with that.
even she did it again towards the end, and that was one take as well. And we just did another one for just safety, but like
Right.
it really just came down to one take. She just one take everything.
Okay, so I know that there's a couple of people who will be watching this that want to get into directing, but the relationship and how you speak to the actor is important. So I really want to know what you told her for that scene.
So, like I said, like the same, basically kind of the same thing I told you. I was like, just show her the lyrics and like let her know that this is what I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
What we all worked a job that we didn't like,
Yeah.
or we all overworked or overcompensated for a job that didn't give us extra pay because we went above and beyond. So just imagine like you're in an office, you're in an interview, or you're in a situation where you've done all the work and it's kind of just leisure time at work, even though excuse me, even it's leisure time at work, and you just talking to your boss and you're trying to figure out what to do next. Just keep busy because you still got like probably like 2, 3, 4 hours before
Yeah.
you actually get able to go.
Yeah.
And I just asked her, what I'm saying, basically take what I'm giving you and let's just see. 'Cause I already know like for me, my personnel, kind of picking these people, I kind of already know like what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of want to push that envelope of like wherever you thought you were, you're really here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like when talking to her, it was just kind of like a conversation of like just different experiences that I faced, different experiences that she faced,
Mm-hmm.
and we just kind of just cultivated this thing. I like to when I direct or make new projects, I like to work with the audience, the artists,
Yeah.
to make sure that they're comfortable with what I'm providing, but also still stand on course with what's actually needed.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay. Fire. Big fan of Marlo.
yeah, shout out Marlo, man.
Check her out, please. All right. So
She's
then,
probably shooting right now.
yeah,
She's probably shooting right now.
she's a busy
9 times out
person.
of 10. She's probably shooting right now.
So the next scene is a job interview from the perspective of three different black people, and I found that to be really interesting. So they're all interviewing for an IT management role, and first of all, man, I want to ask you. So the the interviewer sounds white, but who?
That is a black man. That is a everybody in this film is black.
Amazing.
But so crazy enough, somebody even asked me that at the festival because we get to the festival. I definitely want to talk about the festival part.
Yeah.
But somebody asked, they was like, they noticed like there's nobody black, but it's like I mean there's nobody white in the film
Yeah.
or any other race.
Mhm.
I did that definitely strategically, but I didn't think anybody was gonna ask me that or notice that. But it's like, yeah, like even when they I started to realize when I used to get in trouble at work or used to get what I'm saying, into it with customers, the actual store manager would never come to me. They would always send somebody that looked like me to talk to you. So it's like in that same space, in that same regiment, when you're doing these job interviews, yeah, they're gonna send somebody that look like you, but that you don't know them. Like how they say, like it's basically like the term of like every all kinfolk ain't skinfolk
All
type
skin
of
folk
thing.
ain't kinfolk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like stuff like that. It's like, yeah, this is a black man, but even in the tone of voice, he's operating in a, a white space, so he's kind
Yeah.
of already conformed to the normalities of the job. He's so consumed by it that he doesn't even know that he's asking his fellow brother or his fellow sister these uncomfortable ass questions because it's so far gone.
Right.
So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It reminds me a little bit. You've seen the film Sorry to Bother You, right? Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of your film. Well, specifically that character in which like even his vocal
Inflections,
inflections
yeah.
have kind of become whitewashed and conformed to the
Exactly.
environment that he's in. So I think that's a really good detail. I think that's awesome. And yeah, so it's interesting because a lot of the questions that this interviewer asks these interviewees, it's barely related to the job
It's never.
itself.
It's never. It's never.
Eh,
That's the thing, bro.
Oh
It's
man,
never because they know. Because at the end of the day, it's a mental thing, and they want to see how mentally strong you are.
yeah,
Like when I did my interview, I used to work at Home Depot, and though I never experienced no bad interview where it was like I was uncomfortable with the interviewer or uncomfortable with what they was asking me.
yeah,
They let me know straight up like, hey man, these customers crazy. How are you gonna be able to respond? And I said, let them know I deal when at my other job, I deal with, all type of shit. And I was able to, maneuver. Of course, certain things I wouldn't let slide, certain things I would let slide just for the sake of the job.
yeah,
But yeah, I know how to handle this. This won't be my first time. Then you actually get on the floor and realize, oh, this is another beast, this is another animal. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. But sometimes everybody got to get checked,
right.
just off a human level. Like I'm still a person, type of thing. So yeah,
Yeah, it's really interesting, and a lot of the questions were just more focused on, can you conform to this
to
standard?
our culture,
Yeah,
what is that? What
and
is
the
that?
culture is completely trying to assassinate their individuality. You know what I
Cutting
mean?
your hair.
Cutting your hair, the piercings that this girl had, her sense of style. It's like, why aren't you like falling in line with what we deem to be like a safe Negro?
Token. We don't
Exactly,
we don't
man.
hire we don't hire a lot of niggas. So we're gonna, the couple that we do hire, we're gonna pick and choose what they can and cannot do. So that's the thing. So
Yeah, man.
it's deeply rooted, but it just I don't I make sure I don't slap. I mean, I definitely want to slap you in the face with it, but also make it digestible to where you can ask yourself these questions when you go home.
Yeah.
Because it's an experience. Like even though people are watching it online, but you have to. I think nothing beats a in-person experience.
Yeah.
So it's just really, really, really taking that time, taking that moment to self-reflect and understand that you're not tripping, you're not crazy. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, precisely, man. And oh, bro, and I appreciate how much you respect the intelligence of your viewers because it's like
yeah,
you're not beating them over the head with the point. You leave enough stuff for interpretation or for you to be able to project yourself onto these characters because there's multiple times within this film where I'm like, bro, I've literally been here before.
I'm telling you, and that's what I'm saying. That relatability, like what I'm saying. Sometimes and you gotta also too give it opportunity. You don't want to make that choice for your audience. You want to make them like whether they understand it or not. You want to give them that opportunity
Yeah,
to sit with,
100%.
with this and understand what they're looking at.
Right.
It's a mirror. It's a mirror. Like,
Yeah.
bro, we all have been some type of way where it may not be on the job interview, or it may not be filling out the application. But when you get on that floor, the type of shit you hear, the type of racist banter, the type of disrespect you receive from customers, bro, you gotta be able to battle that. You know what I'm saying?
And not react in a way that they
Yeah.
feel like,
Sometimes it's alright to react, man. You got. Sometimes you need to, cause
yeah,
you're a human, bro. It's like it's only so much a human can take, bro. It's only so much you know, understanding in the world. To me personally.
yeah.
So
I feel that. I feel that. And I like how all three of them took it differently. Like the first girl, you can really see her like internally scream and try to
yeah,
restrain her reactions. The second man kept it cordial, but Pebble, like she just kept it a bean. Like, yo, like why
bro.
are you asking me these questions? What does this have to do with my
Facial
ability to do
expressions,
with my
inflections
job?
in the voice, all of that, bro.
Yeah.
And I mind you, bro, like, so I'll tell you right now, like, a lot of this, none of this was scripted. All of this, literally, this entire film was improvised.
Wow.
And because it's like, you can't really, for the topics that I'm talking about or things that I'm going to talk about moving forward, you don't really need a script because you need authentic, you need to hear the voice of the people. Like,
Right. The
a
people
lot of
that
my,
have experienced it.
exactly. So a lot of my art is gonna be representation of myself and people that are around me.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world? You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning a blind eye to anything. Just in a way of my way of my practice and allow myself to speak out on certain things that I've experienced, others have experienced next to me. So just allowing to be that voice, allowing myself to just be and understand that what I'm saying, this is bigger than me, and I'm speaking for a lot of people who don't have a voice. So
100%, bro.
yeah.
100%. And shout out Silk because he really killed that scene.
Bro, as I'm saying, these are people, and these are people that you see on a day-to-day basis
Yeah.
out, but you don't know that they do all this stuff, and that's exactly why I put these type of people in there.
That's
who
beautiful.
Are fantastic artists, but because they don't have the follower count, or because they're not all in your face, and not getting the same opportunities as you, doesn't mean that they're not still an artist.
Right.
So that's the main thing. A lot of people that I work with are not gonna be people that you've seen before. I might see somebody in the mall and be like, "Yo, bro," talk to them, chop it up. "Hey, how you doing, miss? I feel like you fit this, I'm this, I'm that. Would you like to be a part?"
Yeah.
And you don't know how you can jumpstart somebody's career in art, or jumpstart somebody's career in a different career path than they already was going.
Right.
Or a spark of thought. Or like, damn, I always wanted to do this. Now you hear, what I'm saying, you give me an opportunity to do it. So I think about that. I just think about just from a future sense, like how you think all these people get this opportunity. A lot of the greatest actors didn't want to act, didn't start acting.
Right.
It was in other areas. They was like, damn, I walked into this place, or I was running from somebody and I walked into an acting class, and that's how I became an actor. So it's like, yeah, you hear stories like that all the time.
Right, man. Like, you really know when, like, a random thing is going to plant a seed for your career path. Like, bro, honestly, the first time that I painted, I was on a Tinder date, dog.
All right. See, this is where we take a left. Why the fuck are you on Tinder?
Listen, bro.
You on Tinder, you on Hinge, you on MySpace, Facebook, you on Twitter, you on Instagram. Come on, bro.
Listen,
Come on, bro. It got that bad. You got
yes.
Come on, bro. Come on.
This
dog.
was before I met my lovely girlfriend. She's watching.
Shout out to her.
Now.
You met her on Tinder?
I love you, Jade. Wait, what?
You met her on Tinder?
No, God, no.
In person?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's
we
what I'm
went
saying.
to the same high school.
And that's what I'm saying. So look, I got you. All right, so look. And that's crazy enough. That's hilarious. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna compartmentalize that.
Yeah.
But we need to get back to, what I'm saying, human to human and interaction. A lot of stuff is straight internet based. We gotta really get back to,
touching grass
for real. We on our phone too much, and I'm guilty of doom scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of going to Instagram and just tapping through things.
Yeah.
All type of stuff. But we got to get back to that human, because it's people awkward. I'm awkward sometimes. I don't know how to speak sometimes, because I'm always I see somebody on my Instagram all the time. Then I see them in person. I'm like, damn, if I didn't see you and I just talking to you through my phone, would be great. But we were missing that human interaction. So like, when I see people on hands,
that connection, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, I see people on hands, see people on what you said? Yeah, Tinder. Like, we're like, man, you gotta get off that shit, man. A lot of people on there, man. You interact through a phone, bro. You gotta get that. You gotta get out in the world, man.
Yeah, it's not
Take a
real.
walk.
This digital world is way too infinite, and our brains are just not. It was never meant for us to be consuming the internet, especially at the rate that we are.
I don't know. The internet has changed a lot and saved a lot of lives. So
for sure.
So we need the internet. My thing is like, we gotta. And I'm guilty. Like I said, I'm guilty of it, but we gotta get off the phone, bro. If you see somebody you like, bro, walk up to them. Like, I'm old school, bro. Like, if I like somebody, if I feel somebody's attractive, I'm gonna walk up to you. I'm gonna walk up to you, and I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, and see where it goes. I'm old school, but like, I'm still able to do that. Like, walk up to people. It's only because something clicks in my mind. It's like, look, bro, when are you gonna ever see this girl again?
Right.
When are you ever gonna, X, Y, and Z, Because you can be in a space with somebody one time and then won't see them again for the next couple months, depending on what's going on in your life.
Right.
So you gotta look at it like this, bro. if you see her, bro, you want her, bro, go get her, bro. Like, it's that simple.
Just go shoot, man.
Go shoot. And it's like, I know people like, oh, the worst you can say is no. That's not the worst you can say.
It's not the worst. It's not.
She can ignore you. She could cuss your ass out. So it's like,
but it's all a learning.
It's all practice. It's a rep.
Though. You
it's a
feel
rep.
me? Like Stephen Curry ain't learned how to shoot just off of one jumper. You feel me?
Get your ass off Tinder. Get your ass off Hinge, bro.
Yeah.
That ain't. It's
It's
not.
not gonna do good things for your perception of
Nah,
romance.
bro, it's gonna mess it up. It's gonna cloud it. Instagram already do that. Twitter already do that.
Yeah.
Like we on this 50-50 stuff, or like we on this. What works for your program? What works for you and your spouse? What works for you? And you know what I'm saying? As a person, like, yeah, man, you gotta meet people with that. A lot of people not trying to work with you. A lot of people just trying to you gotta already have your stuff together, and that's cool. I get it because of past stuff, but it's like, bro, you gotta work with somebody. If this is
Yeah.
a good guy, if this is a good woman, bro, you'll do what you gotta do to make it work.
But like in a relationship, the idea is it's two people growing together. You know what I mean?
Bro, a lot of
Like
people not.
a lot of
Not
people
trying
don't
to
have the
do that.
patience for
Yeah.
that. But it's
And
like
I understand it, but you know, it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? If it's worth it, you know what I'm saying?
you feel me? Got to weigh the pros and the cons, dog. Like here's the thing, because it's like a lot of people they fall in love with the idea of someone rather than the actual person. You know what I mean? Or the perception of what they want rather than the real flesh and blood people that are right in front of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we get it all messed up. That's why I'm glad I found my girlfriend because man, it felt like finding water in a wasteland, fam. Like,
The fuck?
cut.
That's a crazy analogy.
Bro, it is a famine. It is a drought out here, bro. And I am very happy with my little oasis right now. I love her. But as far as meeting people in person, like
So you
outside of
so
romantically,
so I ain't trying to get you in trouble. So you deleted Hinge.
yeah, absolutely,
All
bro.
right, all right, all right.
We 3 years
That's
in.
it,
We
all
locked
right.
in. We locked
All right,
in.
we ain't gotta talk about it no more. I'm just making sure, dog. I'm just making sure. Look, bro. That shit ain't, man. Some shit we gotta start looking at like, bro, this is stupid. We gotta
Yeah.
start saying that. Like, this is dumb. Why the hell would I? You gotta get back to that. A lot of people, men and women, will walk past somebody they know they like, they know they want to talk to, will literally wait till they get home, find their Instagram, and DM them.
Yeah, that's very backwards.
No, bro.
That's very backwards because it's so hard to make a good first
And
impression.
I get it, but man, I've approached people when I'm nervous. I approach people when I didn't have nothing to say, and I'm shooting 50%. I take that over 0%, not shooting at all.
100%.
So
Yeah, and outside of romantically, going out there and touching grass is the best way to grow
you
your
need to, bro.
platform.
Getting some books.
Yes.
Find what you like to do and take yourself out on dates. Take yourself out on just development. Personal development needs to happen every single day, even if for a little bit. So
100%, bro, because you deserve it. I like to tell people, because I work at the church, you feel me? I tell the kids, like, you can't expect to have a relationship with somebody else if you don't have a relationship with yourself. You feel me? Like, no one else is going to fill that void that only you can fulfill for yourself. You know what I mean? And the more that you go out there and honor yourself, the more you are a whole person. So when you meet another whole person, it's actually a healthy dynamic. You feel me?
I mean, you can do all that too, and it still be it still can be awkward. But look, bro,
Yeah, good.
you gotta fight through that shit. That's funny, but nah, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry. We took a turn. But
It's okay. It's okay.
I
That's
was
the
like,
nature
man,
of the show.
y'all be on that, man. Nah, man.
Yeah, but
Nah, man.
yeah, the point of me bringing that up was the spontaneity of it all. Like I would have never known that like I had an affinity for that if I had never gone on that random date in which things went absolutely nowhere. But that's okay because it went somewhere for me. You feel me? Shorty missed out. That's her business, right?
This man, bro.
But it went really well. And it's like, you really got to go out there and touch grass because a lot of the followers that I have right now are people that I've met face to face. As you were saying, that connection, bro,
tell you,
with people.
Like, I don't have a person. My bad. I don't have a personal page. I don't have, I just got a business page, but so I still interact like it's my own personal page.
Yeah.
Just to connect with people, to let people know that this person behind this page has a personality of somewhat. But yeah, man, I walk around people, like I meet people, I see people that I follow sometimes. I walk up to them, be like, yo, you this, da, da, da. I'm like, yeah, I follow you, da, da, da. And they be like, oh, that's you? Like, oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
and then they break out to a whole nother situation. So it's like, yeah, bro. So it's just like, you just gotta never forget, no matter how big this monster of the internet gets, never forget about the person-to-person interaction, whether it's friendships or even relationships.
Yeah,
So-
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. And a lot of my friendships are new, and I love them like my old friends. Like Heaven, Rezia, like those are some of my
Shout out to Heaven and
newest
Rizia
friends.
for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
they're so freaking great. Shayla too, man.
Shout out Shayla.
So much love for them. And those are some of my newest friends, bro. And it's like you really never know when you're gonna run into somebody, and it's just like it's just that link. You feel me? It's like, bro, like we should have been friends, but like we met each other.
Sometimes that's another thing. I say that all the time too. You gotta understand too when it comes to friendships for sure. Development, because if y'all done met sooner, if y'all done met earlier, y'all probably wouldn't be friends right now. it line, you know what I'm saying, alignment is very important, that like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, that desire or that divine alignment.
Yeah.
Because if I met some of my people too early, if I met some of my friends too early, but I don't think we'd be friends right now.
Right. Yeah.
You know, for different seasons call for different things, just
Hundred
individual,
percent.
and then y'all come together as friends, and that's what it is.
100%. And not to go back into what we just talked about, but had I met my girl a whole month earlier, probably would have worked
Probably
out.
would have fumbled it.
You feel me? Had
Yeah,
to get all that out my system, that whole
exactly.
whole Tinder era out my system. Feel me?
Or
But
sometimes too, it could be avoidable. You can't avoid the Tinder. You didn't have to. You still didn't,
it worked in my God.
you
God
just
don't
didn't
make
have to.
mistakes.
Just didn't have to do that.
Everything's in God's plan. You feel me? Hey, but if you're watching this right now, don't get on Tinder, dog. There ain't nothing
Dog,
for
leave
you,
that
man.
shit alone, bro. Please. There's nothing on there, bro.
Nah, dog.
In-person interaction. And if you never see this person before, find somebody that know her and see if y'all can, you know what I'm saying, set up a situation to where you can
Figure
run into
something
her.
out. Figure something out.
Set up an interference or something. Dog, I'm telling you, that shit work, man. They appreciate that, the effort
Yeah.
to go out. I tell you, man, you
100%.
never know where to go.
So I want to talk about the third scene in the film.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the same actor with the name Pebbles, right? From the second scene?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a very surreal stage layout, and I like this scene a lot. At first, like, I was so uncomfortable in my first watch, like, looking at this scene, but then I realized I'm uncomfortable because I've also felt this before, you know what I mean? I had this job last year, right? I was working customer service for an aviation company. And you feel me? Your boy was the face of unemployment for like a year before that. You feel me? So I came in and I was so excited, but I was also kind of like mentally immature. You feel me? So it's like I just came in with pure optimism. I'm seeing everybody around me stressed out. I'm like, oh man, how can I help? Mind you, they hired me right in the middle of a busy season where they were backed up. That's why they had to hire me. Well, hire somebody for that role. And I come in, and my manager is so incredibly busy that she doesn't really have time to train me, right? I have one other member of my department, and he's like this old white man, right? We ain't exactly hit it off. Part of that is my fault, part of that is his fault. We just weren't compatible people, right? And yeah, my boss, she was the head of customer service, but she helped out every single department, and there was practically a line going out her office every single day because everyone knew that she knew how to fix the problem, right? So I'm trying to see where I fit in. Our GM kind of exploited the fact that she was such a great worker. She'd be the first person in, last person out, and eventually she would have some breakdowns that she would try to hide from us. And eventually she found another job and she dipped. And she barely even got to say goodbye. They got out the door so quick. You feel me? And then it was just me and my old man coworker that I wasn't really vibing with. And there's a lot of things that I took to heart that he did. You feel me? So I wasn't really rocking with him. And I'm suddenly left without direction in my role because it was making me do random busy work that was kind of useless just to keep me busy, right? There's this part of the process called quoting because it's aviation repair. We got to give these airlines quotes on us fixing their turbine or something, right? Right now, that old man coworker is the only one who knows how to do it, right? And he gets the bright idea that he wants to go on a cruise to Antarctica for 2 weeks. Yeah, mind you, quoting is probably one of the most important things that we do in the department. Quoting and responding to emails. I had to focus on emails. He took care of quoting. A lot of my job was going to other departments, seeing if we can get a resolution, right? So, since he's going on this vacation to God knows where, I was a little tight. Antarctica's cool. That's kind of a cool thing, but I didn't like to do it, so I was hating.
It ain't worth the
It's
cruise.
just a bunch of penguins, dude, and like ice.
Ice.
Like, come on, Kyle. Whatever, man. This dude. But yeah, so he had to give me a very rushed training session on how to do quoting, and by the time he left, it was so incredibly backed up that we had like 20 orders that were behind, and all of them took me about 30 minutes to do, and it would just keep on piling up. By the end of the week, I had my first anxiety attack in years. Years. And like people know me as this super cheery guy, but they would see me at my desk looking like I hate my life. And I literally had to go to the car and just, I nigga had to cry real quick. Cause like, bro, like this is impossible. And cause I gotta do these quotes. I gotta talk to these customers, emails piling up. and I got to go to these other departments to try to get resolutions for these customers. I can't do it all. And everyone's looking at me like, Jed, you got to get this done. You got to get this done. It was just too much. So when Pebble was just screaming at that phone to shut up, dog, like I felt that.
Well, all she had to do was go like this, turn it off, or unplug it, or take the battery out. You're
Right.
not thinking about none of that. You're not thinking about any of that. So with that scene, I definitely that's another one where it only took a couple takes where I just told her what I wanted, what I needed more of, and just watch her.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we good.
Man, it goes into the theme that I told you earlier about where black people kind of have to overperform, like constantly have to prove
Overcompensate.
themselves, overcompensate. Like you can't just be good at your job; you have to be excellent.
That should get tiring, bro.
It is, and you're only one person, man. So it's like I really, really strongly resonated with that scene. I think Pebble did an amazing job. I think your set design was really good too, man. And also Christy coming in with the
Tap dancing. Shout
tap
out Christy,
dancing
man. Shout out Christy.
to add to the frantic sound design of the scene, because it's like, yeah, you could just take the battery out of the phone and unplug it, but that doesn't change the fact that someone is trying to reach out to you for answers.
And work is still piling up. 'Cause
Yeah.
you still haven't found the answers to what the job or the paper asking you to do.
Exactly, man. So very good scene.
Yeah.
Very good scene.
Can I talk a little bit about the tap dancing?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the tap dancing represents over conversation. Tap dancing represents just the history of, just theater or a new form of dance that black people have, another thing that we have created or have impacted in a major way for the black diaspora. When we hear tap dancing, it internalizes us, but we internalize it differently.
Yeah.
We don't see it as just, oh, it's just some dance. It's like sometimes that's our introduction to theater or introduction to being able to navigate these racist spaces at that time. So, and a lot of people had to do that in blackface sometimes too as well. So,
Yeah.
just wanted to pay homage to those people before us, like Step and Fetch It, just all these other people who either had to wear blackface to enter the realm of acting or tap dancing.
Yeah.
To get on stage to further their career, to get to other things.
Yeah, man.
Doing what you don't want to do because you kind of have to.
You have to in order to survive, in order to prove yourself, in order to make a way, man. And if y'all don't know, that's why it's called the greatest dance ever, because it's a dance that all of us have to do day in and day out.
Walking on eggshells. I'm talking about it goes from beyond the office as well, just in life. Like, bruh, trying to be accepted, trying to overcompensate for people that don't really fuck with you, don't really like you like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it just come down to a decision if you're going to keep doing it or you're going to keep tap dancing.
Right. And it's like, I don't really feel like we have a choice but to stop dancing. You know what I mean? Because no matter
But
what,
we got hell nah. We got a choice, bro.
well, let's talk about it, bro.
We got a choice, bro. We always got a choice. Don't hell nah. That's why I made this film. Was like, bro, we always have a choice, regardless of regardless of the situation that we in, regardless of how bad it can get. It don't be bad forever.
Yeah.
There's an ending to the bad.
Yeah.
It just comes down to how long you're gonna deal with that. How long are you gonna experience that? To where it's like, bro, it's all about choice. All my films are gonna be like that. You're gonna think about, no matter if it's funny, no matter if it's romantic, no matter if it's serious, whether it's drama or horror or sci-fi, you're gonna walk away with something that you can apply to your life, that you can apply to your situation, and understanding of like, bro, this is a cycle, and it does not get better. We watched our parents do it, watch our great grandparents do it,
Yeah.
watch our grandparents do it. Why in the hell will we buckle up our bootstraps and do the same exact thing?
Yeah.
For what?
Because we saw where it got them. Like, yeah, like our predecessors, they lived decently successful lives, but certain parts of that gave them unnecessary suffering,
sure.
you know? And I'm always talking to my mom about, like, why would I have to go about this thing like this? And it's like, oh, because you have to. That's how we always done it. It's like, oh, it's because we black. Or it's like, oh, it's because we family. But it's like, why is that an excuse when I know it's not right? You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, I'm in the space where it's like, where I'm at, like, I feel like I have to keep tap dancing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, especially in art, it's kind of about having these institutions recognize you in order for you to gain appeal, for you to be able to spread your name, especially to raise the value of your art. You need collectors to buy your things, collectors that people know. It's like, oh snap, they bought your art, this dude's something, you feel me? We gotta charge more for that. And it's like playing that game of like, I don't want to play the game though, you feel me? I just kind of want to be myself. Like honestly, it was all about connection to me. And even when I'm in a corporate space that obviously isn't looking for that from me, like that's like my truth, you know what I mean? Like every job that I've been let go of, like it's never really been about like my personality, but it's been about my lack of ability to conform. You know what I mean? And it's like, why must I conform? Why must I take this shape that is unnatural to me? Why must I deny myself truth, you know? And it's like, why do I gotta be scared to tell people like, yo, what you said was like mad weird and ignorant? You know what I mean? Like I having to stomach microaggressions and racism and seeing this country that is just a parody of itself. You know what I mean? It's a parody of the land of the free. It's the parody of justice. It's the parody of Christianity that is being portrayed by the United States. But it's like in all its truth, like they know that it's a load of crap. And why are we pretending that it's not? You know what I mean? And it bleeds into the day to day of the average black American because we're just looking at this stuff in horror, disgust, or just apathy. And we just got to keep pushing, you know? And it makes me think like, all right, where do we go from here? And I'm working on being more true and honest to myself, like no matter where I'm at. But sometimes I just get absolutely stunned and I'm just trying to get the best reaction possible or the best outcome possible for me. And sometimes that results in me doing a little bit of dancing.
Man, I get what you're saying. But I can only dance for so long, bro. I can only put up with stuff for so long. I can't. Gotta find other ways. I was saying like use my art to speak for people that know that they're going through that, but because
Yeah.
they have so many other responsibilities and it's become so grand or it's become so much for them that they kind of have to stay in that
Yeah.
until something happens out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna shut down your statement. I get it, but you only dance for so long, bro,
I know, man. I know.
and it get too much for you.
For sure. But you know, before watching the film, I never really even thought of it as dancing. So
That's what I'm saying.
it planted the seed for sure. Um, it's amazing the dialogue that can be had because of your film. I wanted to touch on one more point
Mm-hmm.
before we run out of time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the fourth act,
Mm-hmm.
Lover's Spat,
Mm-hmm.
in which well, you're playing a character
Yeah, yeah,
that is in a very turbulent time in his relationship,
yeah.
and man, it's just so relatable. So basically, the premise of the scene
Mm-hmm.
is this gentleman is coming home from a long day of work, had to deal
Mm-hmm.
with so much crap from all these people, and he really just wants to just vent to his partner. But his partner had just left her job to be able to move with them to kind of make the relationship work. And she's also trying to find herself within her art and her career. And it's like, yo, like every time you come to the crib, like I'm getting the worst of you. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting the part of you that's exhausted, that you're finally letting that mask down where you can just complain and just feel all that pain and hate. And it's like now I'm the medium for it. Like now you're putting that all on me. And it's like, damn, like why don't you just pretend to be happy for me too? And it's like, as a black man, it's like all we do is pretend sometimes, bro. Like we just pretend to be okay because we have to be this provider and we just have to be this great coworker and we just have to take on all these titles that people bestow upon us before we can just be ourselves, you know? And
But she was correct in certain
yeah.
certain aspects. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna try to just make it seem like it was
No, no,
all.
no, no, for sure, for
Definitely
sure.
want to do some diverse, what I'm saying, understanding.
Hmm.
But go ahead.
No, you're right. I mean, what you did really well with that scene,
That was improv as well.
yeah, it's like by the end of it, you realize like neither of them are really wrong.
Yeah, and that's what I point. I always want to, find some type of compromise, some type of middle ground. Never want to make it seem like the man is overpowering the woman or the woman is overpowering the man. We already see
Yeah.
that on media.
Yeah.
We already see that on internet.
And
So
it
it's like
just
I wanted
divides
to,
us
yeah, and that's
more.
what I'm saying. So I wanted to, so that you can have an argument with another, a different. If you're a man, you can have an argument or disagreement with a woman, and if you're a woman, you can have an argument or disagreement with a man, and it
Yeah.
can still come back to, hey, let's find a common ground. Let's try to
Really.
figure out
Yeah.
something to where it's like I hate you or you ain't this, you ain't that, or I hate
Yeah.
when a female do this. Like, I'm just tired of that. You see that every day on the net.
It's exhausting,
Yeah.
bro. It's exhausting. And it's like the thing that it boiled down to was both of them weren't very good at communicating what their issue was.
We were just sitting there and just trying to hoping we read each other's minds. Like, nah, but that's not how it works.
It's not going to
It's
work
not.
like that.
They're gonna end up getting a divorce.
And I feel like it was a very realistic way of portraying that, like seeing how the man closed off and seeing how the woman just kind of like, I don't know, lashed out at him a little bit. You feel me? But it's like by the end of the scene, you realize both of their frustrations are.
It's valid though.
It's valid. You know what I mean? Like I'd be tight too if like you do all this tap dancing for these folk, these corporate folk, and then I come home and I just get a 1 hour yap session of what so and so did every day.
Single day.
Like, whoa, you feel me? Like, what about the person that I love? Like, who are you outside of your work? And it's like, I used to make this series on my Instagram, these videos where I would go on my lunch break or I was before work, and I would just encourage people, like, yo, like, put 1% into things that you care about, what is true to you, because these jobs are going to take so much energy from you that all your free time is just going to be focused on
Sleep.
recovering.
Sleep, worrying about if you have a child, worrying about that child.
Yeah.
Just worrying about other things because you've been so wrapped up at work that you weren't able to take care of it. And even on your off days, you're gonna be sleep, you tired, you're gonna be pushing through the day, slugging through the day because you've been worked the 10, 12 hour shift, standing up on your feet, and
Yeah.
you know, no back support, no nothing. So it's like, yeah, the same energy you put into your job, you gotta put that same energy into yourself. Make ways to, get around all these, all this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, man, and find yourself within all of that because the way that they put these invisible chains on you is exactly what you said.
They're not invisible. They're not invisible. They're not invisible, bro. I don't care what nobody talking about. They're not invisible, bro. You can take them off though. These ones you can take off.
You can't. They're psychological though, and everything that's psychological takes a lot of introspection and reflection.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't do that unless you go speak to another person that you trust about it. You feel me? Like, and that's why I'm glad that the male character within the situation came as like, yo, like this is like how I'm feeling. Because he could have just stayed nonchalant and internalized all that, and then that would have ended in failure. But he's like, all right, let me open this dialogue, and then he gets to understand where his partner's coming from. It's like, yo, like I left my job, and I'm taking all this time to try to find myself, like painting, but like I'm lost too. You feel me? And it's like I need you just like how you need me. So it's like how can we show up for each other? You feel me? And it's like if you're not in a relationship, like how can I show up for myself to where my life isn't just completely revolving around my work? Because we can't just work to live and live to work.
Exactly.
That's so dystopian, dog. We deserve a lot more than that in
sure.
life.
It really. When I hear people explain or get an explanation to the film, bro, it let me know I did my job or we did our job.
Yeah.
So yeah, nah, I appreciate it.
For sure, bro. You did an amazing job with this. So
If we about to wrap, I'd like to make my my shout outs, but let me know.
yeah, for sure. I think we have some time. Philip. 3
minutes.
Okay, for sure. So I know that you mentioned that you wanted to give a
sure,
good
for
amount
sure.
of people their flowers, man. So
Alright,
I'll let
let
you
it
have the
people.
floor.
So first thing first, thank you for having me, of course.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to talk about just give people their flowers from top to bottom. Shout out Marlo, shout out Tiff, shout out Cleo, shout out Lyric Dixon, shout out Ali Wisdom, shout out Cleo, shout out Chris, shout out Silk, shout out Dutch, shout out Genesis, shout out Red Dot Studios, shout out Iman Clark, shout out Christy,
Shout out Christy.
Kevin,
Shout out Kevin.
shout out Solomon the Poet, Jamal London, who else? Shout out Aaron King, RP my boy. At the end of the song, at the end of the movie, that song "I Don't Want to Dance No More, Mama" is an unreleased song from my friend that passed away.
Oh,
So it's like that's like every time people play the movie, it's like paying homage to him. So I never got a chance to really talk about it. So one of these days, definitely gonna open up about it, make a post about it, or
that's
write it in a
amazing.
vlog or something. But rest in peace, R.P. My boy Aaron King. I just happened to when creating this film, I was like, damn, what would be the perfect ending song?
Yeah,
I wanted to pay homage.
that's amazing, bro.
Who else, man? I feel like I named everybody.
Who was the dancer that wasn't Christy?
Oh, that was Amon Clark.
Amon Clark.
Amon
Yeah,
Clark,
yeah.
man, fantastic, fantastic artist, man, through and through. She does different types of dances. She's classically trained.
Yeah, I've seen her before. Our Summer McCoy had
Yeah,
a space. I think it was with. She had an event. I think it was with Green Space, and I
yeah,
saw her perform live. And it was,
fantastic, man. Shout out Demond.
yeah,
I want to say it again, just in case, just in case I forget somebody, but I want to say it again. Shout out Lyric, shout out Tiff, shout out Dutch, shout out Silk, shout out Cleo's son, shout out Ali Wisdom, shout out Chris, shout out Iman, shout out Christy, shout out Aaron King, shout out Kevin, shout out Solomon the Poet, Jamal London,
yeah.
Pebbles,
Shout out Pebbles.
shout out Pebbles for sure, and
Yeah.
then shout out to myself as
Yeah.
well, and shout out to Genesis, shout out to Red Dot Studios, everybody, Piff, shout out to Piff, shout out to everybody who played a part, played a role. Shout out to Brianna J, who was our makeup person. Shout out to everybody who had a part in this, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thank y'all for believing in me and trusting into my vision and allowing me to, get this off, man. So in a major way, appreciate it.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
man. And you got to see what's capable when people come together with a vision in mind, and to never really let go of your ambitions, man, because you never know when you're going to meet the right people at the right time that have an opportunity for you. And once you start piling on those opportunities, you never know who you'll be able to help and you'll be able to reach and inspire, man. So just keep going out there, keep being a light in this world, bro. Like, because the world can be so dark, but when we see other people with light within them or see what they're creating, it makes the world a better place. You feel me? And the fact that you made this film with the help of so many people and you made something that will outlive you
For sure. That's
is
and that's my main thing. Like, when I create art, I want to take my time. I want to make sure that I'm real big on delayed gratification because the art and just people understanding is so much more important to me than trying to get people's approval or people's just the gratification. I don't really care too much about that. Is
Right.
the art good? Is it making people think? Is it starting conversation? That's my thing.
Right.
So I like even when I appear on internet, if I do post something on my story, it needs to be a moment or an experience. It needs to be very, very crafted.
Yeah.
Because I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know what I'm saying? As I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? I need to start thinking about things that's gonna outlive me. This thing is gonna be something you can look on the internet. It's gonna be there forever.
Yep.
And it's accumulated a lot of response, accumulated a lot of talk back, or within mirror work within other people, and that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I got an award for it. Shout out to the Urban Film Festival for acknowledging me because I didn't even know I was even nominated. I just happened to say like, hey, I might win an award for this. Let me just stay. And then they called my name, and I was like, yeah, bet. So it just kind of
That's
solidified.
crazy.
It solidified everything. But you know what I'm saying? Of course, I was happy. I was celebrating, but it's more about the people and who is it affecting, and do they see themselves in this work?
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure, man. And shout out to God for
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
putting this idea within you and
Yep.
giving you the blessings and the means to execute it, man. Because it's like so many people get stuck in that idea
Phase.
Yeah, that idea phase. You feel me? And it's a very large and comfortable phase, but the power to execute that and bring people
Yeah.
together, bro, it's amazing for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
I hope you're proud of yourself, bro. You
I
proud
am.
of
I am.
yourself?
It's still, mind you, I think this stuff gonna hit me at the end of the year, man, because I still haven't had an opportunity to sit with myself because I'm just always just because I'm even on to the next project
Yeah.
or the next thing that I feel like needs to be talked about. So yeah,
Fire, bro. I really cannot wait to see what's next for you and see what's next for BAS Magazine,
Yes, sir.
man. For sure. I am 100% locked and invested in your career
Appreciate
and
it,
your
man.
path, bro, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you.
appreciate it, man.
For sure, man. Yo, Philip. Yeah, so outro music. Outro track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, if you're watching this, man, I want you to know that you are a very, very valuable member of this world that we live in, and you have a purpose, man. So if you are currently a creative, I encourage you to just keep on going into it, push yourself out of your boundaries, but also go out there and meet people just like you, because you really never know what's waiting for you outside that door. And for all you guys that are on the fence about being creatives, I feel like everybody has creative potential, but you have to go out there and experiment and see what's for you. And if you're doubting yourself, bro, why? Like, what if your success was guaranteed, but you just had to keep on moving forward, dog? You really never know. So I encourage you to do your thing, be true to yourself, and find what makes your heart feel alive, dog. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Shout out to Miami Community Radio. Thank you to BAS Magazine, Alex Williams. Shout out to everybody at the crib. I love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Play the track.